is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirts, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with another video. We're going to talk about the MVP. Again, I'm going to get my updated MVP list because it has changed dramatically since the last time I updated it. People done fell out. People done came in. Some people are having career years. Some people are having underrated years. And some people are having their best years, but it's not enough to win MVP. Any other season they have in the conversation. This year, a lot of these players are in the honorable mention. Some of these players have won MVP, and most of them have not. And we're starting to see a turn in the NBA where new teams are on the horizon. New players are starting to show their colors and dominate, and old players are starting to get older, and they're not in the conversation anymore, or even on the honorable mention list. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, I'm going to give y'all my honorable mentions, and then I go into the players that I feel is the top 5 MVP, going from 5 to the one that deserves it the most. And then we'll talk about that as we go. So let me go ahead and say it like this. Honorable mention, first, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid has had a fantastic season, but honestly, he has been most dominant. As you guys know, I haven't been the most craziest over Joel Embiid. He still struggled with shooting. Not the best three-point shooter, not the best mid-range shooter. Still struggles a lot in the post, getting his shot off and turning the ball over a lot and struggling against people that's big just like him. He's always going to be a matchup problem because he can get to the free throw line and he's very physical. And once he started getting those jump shots to fall, his efficiency should go up, and it's going to be harder to guard him in that case. But right now, his team is not in that top 3 in the East, even though Indiana lost Victor Oladipo and the Celtics have been playing like the Celtics. And they added Tobias Harris and Boban and Jonathan Simmons and James. And as the team is loaded, the team is stacked, and they really have no reason why they can't get to the Eastern Conference Finals or even the NBA Finals. And if Joel Embiid is really the best player on his best player on his team, he's going to have to go out there and dominate every single game. He didn't really play that well in the playoffs last year. He has a lot of expectations this year. They said he was supposed to be the next Hakeem. Hakeem was an MVP. He was a Defensive Player of the Year. He was one of the most dominant players on both ends of the court, and Joel Embiid is showing signs of that as he still is young. The fact that he can carry the team defensively by anchoring that paint and making it sloppy with his rotations and being able to force you into difficult shots at the rim. But you also got to consider that he still got to be more polished. He should be more polished offensively, and he still got to go a little harder. And if he can do that, the sky is the limit because he's already giving you 27 and double. He giving you a 27-point double-double with giving you a lot of rim protection. So only reason why his team is not playing the way we thought they would play coming into this season, even though they're not a disappointment. We expected more, especially after Jimmy Butler and the Tobias trade, but it still hasn't been over. They still have time to make up, and they still have time to go up in the seeding. But I'm just saying, based off right now, the Sixers, I'm not going to give them too much credit, but they have enough. And if they don't make it, this season will be a disappointment. Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, I feel like the craziest part about them, they having some of the best careers in their season. I mean, in some of the best career seasons they ever had. And on top of that, the Warriors have a chance to go number 1 in the entire NBA as they only one game behind the Bucks for the number 1 seed in the entire NBA. That's something that I thought that they would have coming into this year, and that's something that they have a chance to do. The crazy part about it is I don't have Steph or KD in my top 5 just because they have canceled each other out. I think I feel like people is not looking at what KD is actually doing. He has been a significantly better defender playing with the Golden State Warriors, and he's still getting his rebounds. He's giving you a career high in assists. He's still giving you 50, 40, and damn near 90, but it's really 36, but he still can get it to 40 by the end of this year. He's still giving you the KD numbers. He's still efficient. He's still dominant. He's still one of the best mid-range players. He has become a more dynamic player, being able to operate from the post and become a pass-first player while also knowing when to get his shot. And Steph has been injured a lot this year. That's why I didn't have him high. But when he has played, he has been one of the best offensive players in the league, knocking down threes at a 44% clip, almost shooting 50% from the field, again at 49%. His shooting has been his bread and butter, and he has been splashing it like that this whole entire season, and it's only been getting worse as the season continued to go on. Steph has been on the clinic. The injuries held him back, plus the fact that I feel like people are underlooking KD. When you look at a lot of the stats, you always see KD in that top 3 or number 1 in those areas, and then you wonder why, if KD continue to show up on all these stats you compare, why is he not higher on your MVP list? Why you bring up mid-range scoring, you bring up efficiency, you bring up isolation, and you see KD, and then you look at a career high in assists. Why do you not feel KD is not in that conversation for MVP? That's something that I don't really understand from the analysts. Every time they bring up some stats about all the players in the world or all the players about that particular stat, KD is always at the top of those lists, but he's not in their MVP top 5. I don't understand that, but they have Steph in there. That's just my opinion. But let me know what you guys think about that. Another person that I wanted to talk about was Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is my 5th person. Only thing that really held Kawhi Leonard back from winning MVP was himself not being able to be healthy, not being able to play every game or even back-to-backs and missing large stretches of games. That has really tore up his season. I had Kawhi Leonard number 1 at one point on this list, and now he has dropped all the way down to 5 just because he has been dominant. His defense has been there. He has taken more shots while still staying efficient. He has been able to work on his decision making a little bit more, even though I think he still needs to work on that a lot more. But he's becoming a more complete player. He's becoming more than just a two-way player. He's becoming an all-around player, and his team has consistently been able to win with or without him, but they've been better with him. And they're going to make a run at the championship. Josiah makes the trade for Marc Gasol. Obviously, he goes out there and get Jeremy Lin. They have one of the deepest rosters, and they have one of the most talented. They have one of the same like Joel Embiid. They have really no excuse why they can't get to the NBA Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals. Only thing different is Kawhi Leonard defense has been better than all these other players. Plus, he has been able to score just as well as them efficiently. But his defense just makes that much of a difference. But other than that, a lot of these players having career years is just not enough. I moved up Jokic. I feel like Jokic was honorable mention a couple months ago when I did my MVP list. Now he's in the top 5, and I feel like he's another person that you don't really see people putting in the top 5. Jokic is giving you 20 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, while also shooting 50% from the field. He's giving you 84% from the free throw line. He's doing everything, and this team has had a lot of injuries. This team has had a lot of turmoil. They've been having the next man up mentality. The most consistent player on this team that has been second in the West or first in the West the entire season has been Nikola Jokic. He has been healthy. He's been going out there dominating, handling the ball, posting up, knowing where his teammates at, knowing how to keep them involved while still learning how to continuing to keep them involved while going out there and dominating consistently offensively. He's doing whatever he wants. He's making any type of pass. He's going out there handling the ball, getting from the top of the key, making passes. He's spin moving, dunking on people. He has done everything he has to do to win. And that has kept the Denver Nuggets atop the West for the whole season. They have been one of the most consistent teams in the NBA, and Jokic has been their most dominant and consistent player. He deserved the All-Star nod, but on top of that, he deserves more consideration for MVP as his team has been successful in the whole entire season. Number 3, I have Paul George. He was a guy that wasn't even in my honorable mentions, really, but he has skyrocketed all the way up to number 3 just because he's giving you 28 points, but it's the way he's doing it. He's allowing his teammates to continue to do their thing while also hitting threes. Like his 3-point shots have been ridiculous. He's pulling up in front of people's face. He's handling the ball, pulling up on that. He's playing off the ball, pulling up on threes. He's getting to the paint, drawing fouls, getting and ones, hitting floaters. He's getting all the way to the paint, getting layups and dunks. And I'm looking like, Paul George just feel like he can do whatever he wants to anybody. That's how you know you one of the best offensive players in the league, when you know what you want to do and you just go out there and do it. However you want to do it, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. How do you want it? How do you feel? And he's going out there embarrassing people. He's dunking on Giannis. He's pulling up on Brogdon. He's not scared of nobody, and I love it. But defensively, he's picking up everybody. He's not scared to go out there and defend James Harden for the whole game while also coming back on the other side of the court, giving it to everybody. So he's giving you two-way talent. We always make excuses. He's fatigued. He's not good enough. Michael Jordan and them, they was able to still play great defense for an entire season, becoming all NBA defenders while also winning Defensive Player of the Year, while also giving you 30 points a game. Even if you look at Kobe, Kobe was able to play defense, but he also was able to give you 25 to 30 points a game while also being an all-NBA first team defender. So you have to give Paul George a lot of credit, same like I said about Kawhi Leonard, for them to be able to be efficient and dominant on the offensive end while also giving you all NBA defense. You have to give these guys more credit than the offensive players like Jokic, like KD and Steph, because they doing it on both sides of the court for 35 to 40 minutes, and the other guys are not doing that. Number two, James Harden. James Harden has really been amazing. The dude has went from they questioning if the Rockets can make the playoffs because they played so terrible in the beginning, to now everybody either feels like he's second or he is the MVP. Even though he is stat padding a little bit, he's going for the 30. He wants the streak. He wants this to last as long as it can, and he's making sure that it does. He's still winning games, and that's the part that I like the most. Just like I said about Paul George, he's still going out there putting his team in position to win games, and whether that's getting 35 in a triple-double or that's getting 50 in a triple-double. Whatever he has to do offensively, he's going out there doing it. We never saw nobody score 36 points a game in the last 20 years, and he's the person that's doing it. And this is a guy that a lot of people wouldn't even thought would do it, but he's destroying people. No matter what you do, he's figuring out a way to destroy you. And they starting to double team, or they starting to run him off the 3-point line. Now he just hitting floaters. Now he just getting to the paint, getting layups and free throws. Then they say, well, we just going to let him shoot. Then he's pulling up on threes, knocking down every three in front of your face, no matter what's the distance. And the guy has really abused and just shown that I'm the best scorer in the world right now for this season. And if anybody feel like they can stop me, anybody feel like they can neutralize me, come do it. And he has had some bad shooting games, but they still have found ways with his aggressiveness to win games. And they have a lot of role players. Chris Paul right now is not a superstar at this point. Clint Capella is not even playing. He's just making everybody look better than what they really are. And the only reason why I don't have him number one is because he's the fifth in the West. If he can continue to climb up the West while continuing to put on these type of performances, it's going to be hard to deny him the MVP. But number one has to go to Giannis. I didn't have Giannis number one because I had Kawhi Leonard number one. But Kawhi Leonard has dropped, and Giannis has continued to rise because he has been the most consistent player outside of Jokic this season at being dominant. Only difference is he's doing it on both sides of the court. And on top of that, he's keeping his teammates involved while dominating the inside, whether it's offensively or rebounding. Plus, on top of that, they're winning. They're the number one team in the NBA. When he doesn't play, they get blew out most of the time. And when he does play, they basically unguardable, unstoppable. Everybody gets the shots that they want. They all get easy spot up threes and layups and dunks. He's making everybody around him job a lot easier. Plus, the fact that Giannis can still get better. He's starting to pull up threes. They starting to give it to him. He's starting to knock that down. He's starting to go back to that fadeaway that he used a couple years ago. And obviously, when it comes to getting to the paint, he's the best. He gets to the paint and he finishes. He gets to the paint and he's doing highlights every game. I didn't see this coming from Giannis. I'm not saying I didn't see that he was never going to win the MVP, but I didn't see the Bucks going from eighth seed well, a 7 seed to all the way to the number one team in the entire NBA, including Golden State, Denver, Toronto, Philly, Boston. The Bucks are the best team in the entire NBA, and it's mostly because of Giannis Antetokounmpo. And you have to give him full credit. And he's been doing this all season. He has had no bad months. He hasn't had really no terrible weeks. He has been giving you the same type of production the whole entire season, and you have to give him credit for that, and I will. He's the MVP right now, and the scary part about it is he's not even 25 years old. That means he has more time to grow, more time to improve, and we don't know where the Bucks will be at if it wasn't for him. And if they do continue to have him because he's still on a long-term contract and he continues to improve, maybe Milwaukee gets a championship. And with Mike Budenholzer, it is possible. Plus, they're going to have a little bit of cap space to play with this summer. And we're going to see the pieces they try to re-put around them for another run if they don't win it this year. And I do live in Glendale, Wisconsin, 2 minutes away from Milwaukee. Crazy part about it is the buzz is real high. Everybody loving the Bucks. And it's hard not to when they win it and dominating and blowing everybody out. So, yeah, give Giannis his credit when it's due. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that like on Facebook. Also, check out my older videos. I do Summer League, NBA Draft season previews, hottest topics. I also do the buyouts and the trades, but I also do NBA breakdowns and everything you need basketball. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching. That's why I continue to go. And let me know who you guys MVP is in the comment section below. I'm gone.